No warp gates prepared yet.
You need to try and pick off the units as look at the shields on the mark.
Oh my god, the drone's gonna take this.
All right, folks, welcome once again. This is Cat's Pajamas.
This is Pain User.
And we are back for game number 2 of this set between IdrA spawning as our Green Cirque player down here at the bottom left-hand corner of Xel'Naga Caverns. His opponent in the top right-hand corner is Complexity's Minigun spawning as our blue Protoss player. Minigun up 1-0 here with beautiful, beautiful Sentry and Stalker play. And really curious to see how he follows up that momentum and see if he can take the set 2-0 from IdrA. Now, we are in winners round number 2 here out of IPL Season 2, down to just 16 players in the winners bracket. The winner of this gains a significant monetary prize and also advances to a select group of just 8 left in the winners bracket.
Yeah, that would take them to the quarters. So hopefully, I did nothing different than what you did to MC at MLG. Love it. Just a little bit of pregame chatter going on between these two guys. And it will go on for quite a bit here, and this can be expected in a game with IdrA. Don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So let's see here. Looks like Minigun does send out the very, very early scout there. He went ahead and put down his pylon and scouted on 9. Let's see if he goes for that relatively late gateway again here. And taking a look, looks like IdrA, he has his 15 supply. We'll see if he puts down a 15 pool or if he goes right into a 15 hatch. There's 200, and he's just going to drop down the extractor just a little bit later. So no fastest possible Zergling speed.
Yeah, there's no way he was going to get that hatch up. He saw the probe in his base, and any accomplished Protoss player is going to prevent you from putting that hatch down. He will continually block the hatchery space with the probe, and then eventually drop a pylon, which, if you do go for hatch first and that happens, it puts you at such a deficit. You're so far behind you. Your pool's late. Your natural expansion doesn't go down, and I've seen that happen to a lot of players. It actually happens to Rhett quite frequently. He loves getting that super fast hatch down, doesn't like the pool first builds, and sometimes it comes back and bites him.
And it looks like Minigun making us a nice little pentagon there as well with his patrol. And spawning pool just about to finish up. IdrA looks like he is not going to drop down a super, super fast expand. Looks like he is just going to get up his queen and Zergling speed and a few Zerglings and then go ahead, ward off the probe, and drop down his expansion after that. Minigun, on the other hand, he did go for a quicker second gas last time around. No, I guess it's up on 22, not all that late. So he will be working towards that 3-gate expand once again, if I had to guess.
Yeah, 3-gate expand, just such a safe build, especially on Xel'Naga. I mean, it's almost essential. You can't really get away with a 1-gate FE on this map, especially versus Zerg. Flanks at the natural are just so easy. There's so much surface area, you can't cover it all, so you need even more force fields than you would need on a normal map. Metalopolis, also one of those maps where you need a lot of force fields to cover your natural. And, Minigun did have enough force fields. He had so many sentries out, and it looks like IdrA's going to try and sneak a drone into the main here. Going to go ahead and mineral walk right by that Zealot. That Zealot just instantly turns around, and there's a drone on the other side of him. He's probably thinking, what the heck just happened here? He's facing backwards now, but the drone is in the main nonetheless, and it will continue to scout. What? Who?
And it looks like IdrA is going ahead and finishing up his base. He has his 2 queens ready to go. We'll probably start some creep spread here in a second. There it is. So that's going to start making its way over. Poops down the creep tumor, and here comes the queen. So Minigun is indeed going after gateways number 2 and 3, and unless he does some sort of like a 4-gate or cancel or something weird cheesy like that. Looks like he is just setting himself up for a nice expansion behind a lot of sentries.
Yep, and that first sentry is on the way. It's supply blocked for quite a bit here. Minigun late on that pylon. It's okay. It's going to finish right now, and he's going to start to get that first sentry out on the field. Warp gate, gateways 2 and 3, all finishing at just about the same time. Going to be able to warp in that first round of units, and boom, there goes the Nexus. It has been dropped, and IdrA taking a very sneaky third expansion on the left-hand side of the map. I really like this.
Yeah, this is good.
It's going to be very hard for Minigun to scout that, and even if he does, committing troops over there to the left side of the map really opens you up for a counterattack on this map. Makes it very, very, very difficult to take out an expansion like that.
Yeah, Minigun not usually the player who's always poking around everywhere and checking things out and making sure that he can, you know, pick up on what his opponent's doing. Usually just kind of sticks to his strategy, wants to go ahead and establish his 3 gates, get up a nice army, move out, do some pressure, start attacking, maybe defend around his Zerglings or something like that. So, very interesting. He's actually not going to a Robo yet, just going to his 4th gate. So, TT1-esque at the moment, with a lot of sentries in play at the moment. And let's take a look here. IdrA does have an evolution chamber coming up a little bit earlier than he did in game number 1. And with that expansion, his production is going to go pretty wild if he's able to hold that for more than a minute or 2.
Yeah, it will go wild, and he is Maynarding several drones to that 3rd already, investing a little bit in it, which shows that he is willing to keep that 3rd. He will fight to save it. It's not just something he's going to throw up, build drones there, and see how much he can mine before it gets taken out. He's investing in that as his actual 3rd. And the beauty of it is that even if Minigun scouts it, like I said earlier, it's going to open him up to a counterattack if he wants to deal with it. The best way for him probably to deal with it would be to get an offensive pylon up in the top left-hand corner of the map, start warping in zealots, and just kill as many probes as possible. Deny mining for as long as he can. And we do have a Twilight Council coming out of Minigun here, so we are going to see some Blink Stalkers. He's also getting that +1, so this could be that vaunted Blink Stalker all-in build that so many people have been talking about lately, where he's just going to go up to, you know, 5, maybe 6 gates. You just continually produce Blink Stalkers, and I feel like that might be... Oh, nope, we do have a Robo as well. So Minigun's tech all over the place right now. He's getting a Robo, he's getting the Twilight Council, he has a Forge down. So not really focusing on a gateway-heavy infrastructure right now. He's not going to be able to produce a huge gateway ball.
He does have quite a bit of gas saved up at the moment, and this could be, you know, the same general idea as what we saw in Game 1, where this is just used for observers, possibly some Warp Prisms if it ends up going that far, or even if we get way, way later into the game, he'll eventually transition over to Colossi. I'm curious to see what he ends up doing with that. IdrA, on the other hand, has shown us a different look already. Where is it? There it is. The Hydralisk Den is on the way. He already has Nubatized Carapace, Roach Speed, and +1 missile attacks coming up, and his creep spread looks very, very good for just 10 minutes into the game. He's been really diligent about spreading his creep, and that's going to give his Hydralisk not just the mobility that he would like, but the mobility that really they require to be able to be used in the offensive fashion, navigate around force fields, things like that, that he wants to do.
Yeah, I don't really like this game plan from Minigun at all. He hasn't even left his natural for the entirety of the game, and it looks like he's just going to do that right now. Those Lings have been in position the entire time. They have a beat on exactly when he's moving out and what he's moving out with, and he's let IdrA basically run wild for the last 10 minutes and 30 seconds. He hasn't applied any pressure, and look, he's going to the natural 3rd without even scouting. He just assumes IdrA has that natural 3rd. Great fake out by IdrA, taking that expansion on the left-hand side, and that's really paying off right now. Minigun must be so confused. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know where the 3rd is. He's going to check the gold here, and he's going to find that there's no hatchery there either, so must be really concerned right now. It might be ticking off in his head that there is an expansion on the left-hand side.
Yep, absolutely. He's got to be thinking, because otherwise, where would this army come from? Force field's going down. He is doing a nice job of breaking that army apart. Once again, the Stalker's allowed to do so much damage, but now there are some Hydras that are in this group as well, and their DPS is going to cut through all of these gateway units. Nice job by Minigun once again to drop down more force fields. It's only allowing a portion of these units to engage, and because he's so low on his Zealot count, all he wants is to be able to prevent those units from firing so his Stalkers can get back there from afar. And so he's doing a nice job once again, but IdrA's production is so good right now. He's still up by 50 supply despite the fact that Minigun did just kill a ton of units there.
Yeah, Minigun going back around the 3rd again, just swinging by another time to see if, hey, maybe did I miss a hatchery going up? I didn't see any creep, but there might have been a hatchery going up, and now using Blink for the first time. It has been done for quite a while. I was going to ask about that. I was wondering why he hadn't used his Blink yet, and now he is in the natural, but is this the position that he wants to be in? Reinforcements are going to be popping out of this natural hatchery and the main hatchery, and I can't help but think that as soon as those reinforcements pop out, he is going to lose the majority of his force. But wow, once again, Minigun able to sneak in and snipe a hatchery, retaining and he does get the force fields off, blocking IdrA's entire army. The natural expansion is down. IdrA trying to cut off this retreating force and kill as many units as humanly possible. He really needs to make this happen, and it looks like he is going to have to cut off. There are no more force fields. Minigun is forced to engage here, losing a ton of stalkers, and it looks like he's going to lose these sentries as well. IdrA just going for the throat right now, attacking across map with all of his units, and I feel like this is what he needs to do. He's in a horrible situation right now, but if Minigun can't hold right here, the game will go to IdrA.
Yep, absolutely, and IdrA does have an 80 supply advantage at this point. All these photon cannons were trying to finish, and it looks like a few of them will get done, but the sentry count is so low now they just don't have any more force fields. Once these disappear, IdrA is going to have free reign to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. All the photon cannons have fallen. IdrA has so many forces here. He's going to work away at this production. Minigun forced to pull all of his probes in. I don't think that that is going to be enough. The DPS with these Hydras, so good. He's going to be able to knock out the rest of these forces. Minigun is forced to GG.
GG.
And there we have it. So IdrA winning game number 2 with style.
Yeah, I love the cutoff in the mid-map from IdrA. You know, not necessarily what won him the game, but was able to pick off 4 stalkers, several sentries.
I'm shocked Minigun didn't go around the right. I really didn't think he would. I didn't think he would try to and go back up here where Creep had, just had been. So I thought Minigun would have retreated around the right. It wouldn't have made that big of a difference. IdrA, it would have helped. IdrA would have just had to push the engagement up here if he would have still been pursuing, because he would have seen the forces running around the right side with the Xel'Naga Tower.
Certainly would have helped.
It would have
had a lot more units to hold off that eventual, well, it almost was an all-in from IdrA right there, but IdrA with just so many units. Minigun not able to overcome, not able to hold the natural. I love the fact that he was putting down all those cannons towards the end to at least try and hold, but it was not in time. I think he hesitated just a little bit too much on that, but even with all those cannons, I mean, look how much supply worth of units IdrA has at its natural right now. So Minigun and IdrA tied up 1-1. IdrA making a little bit of a comeback in the series here, and we are going into game 3 right now, so stay tuned.